My God. It's official. It just came out, and the atmosphere is increasingly tense within the Baltimore Ravens. Things are heating up behind the scenes, important decisions are being discussed right now, and most fans still haven't grasped the magnitude of what could happen. Today, I bring you exclusive information from people close to the Ravens organization, news that could completely change the team's future this offseason. And pay attention, this isn't just any rumor. This could define the direction of the franchise. Before we begin, if you're a true Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on notifications. Because I'm following every move, every rumor, and every decision involving Baltimore and the NFL. So, pay attention because from now on, we're going to talk about the information that just exploded in Baltimore. The Baltimore Ravens are quietly positioning themselves for what could become one of the most aggressive defensive signings of the upcoming NFL offseason. Sources within the league are beginning to link Baltimore Ravens to a potential trade involving five-time Pro Bowl defensive end Maxx Crosby. If this situation materializes, it could drastically reshape the Ravens' defensive identity going forward. Baltimore finished the 2025 season with only 30 sacks, ranking among the worst in the league in one of the most important defensive metrics in modern American football. In today's NFL, consistently pressuring the opposing quarterback is not a luxury, but a necessity for teams aiming for the Super Bowl. The Ravens know this and, according to sources, are exploring all possible options to improve quarterback pressure immediately rather than waiting for long-term development. During Super Bowl week, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reported that several teams are monitoring Crosby's situation with the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are still rebuilding, and while Crosby remains one of the emotional leaders of the defense, the organization could consider trade offers if the return package is attractive enough. According to league rumors, more than a dozen teams, possibly close to 20, may show serious interest. Among the most frequently mentioned teams are Bills, Lions, 49ers, Cowboys, and Ravens. Crosby's production speaks for itself. Over 7 seasons in the NFL, he has accumulated 439 total tackles, 164 quarterback pressures, 133 tackles for loss, and 69.5 sacks. He has also forced 11 fumbles and deflected 29 passes. Coming off another season with 10 sacks and his 5th consecutive Pro Bowl selection, Crosby remains one of the most impactful edge rushers in American football. His energy, speed, and relentless playing style make him exactly the type of player Baltimore's defensive philosophy values. The urgency becomes even clearer when considering Baltimore's internal production. In 2025, defensive tackle Travis Jones led the team with only 5 sacks. When your defensive lineman leads the team in sacks, it highlights a major structural problem in the sideline pressure. While players like Mike Green show potential and veterans like Draymond Jones or Kyle Van Noy could return, none of them individually guarantee elite production on the sidelines. Adding Crosby would instantly elevate the entire front seven. However, a trade wouldn't be cheap. League executives believe it would require at least 2 first-round picks, possibly more depending on the market. For Baltimore, the decision becomes philosophical. Protect future draft flexibility or aggressively pursue an immediate Super Bowl berth. And this is where things get even more interesting, because while Baltimore may be preparing to pursue a superstar defender, it's also making a crucial internal decision about the most important player in franchise history, and that leads us directly to the next point. While trade speculation swirls across the NFL, the Baltimore Ravens are drawing a very clear line when it comes to quarterback Lamar Jackson. According to Mike Garafolo, a journalist for NFL Media, the Baltimore Ravens have no intention, and that word is important, of exploring any trade involving Michael Jackson, despite speculation from league observers and analysts. Instead, the Ravens are reportedly focusing all their efforts on restructuring or extending Jackson's contract to reduce its enormous impact on the salary cap, which is expected to reach nearly $75 million. This amount alone could limit Baltimore's ability to build a team around him if it remains unchanged. The team's management understands that this is not just a financial decision, it's a crucial decision for the club. The restructuring process demonstrates how deeply it's embedded in the franchise's long-term vision. Simply put, Jackson isn't just the face of the Ravens, he's the foundation. Team owner Steve Bisciotti made it clear after the season that quickly resolving Jackson's contract situation is a top priority for the organization. The goal is to finalize any restructuring or extension before the start of free agency in March. The reasoning is simple. The Ravens don't want uncertainty surrounding their biggest contract while simultaneously trying to sign or retain key players on the roster. Jackson's contractual trajectory with Baltimore is already historic. Selected in the first round of the 2018 draft, he exceeded expectations early on and quickly became one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the league. After fulfilling his rookie contract and fifth-year option, Baltimore applied the non-exclusive franchise tag to him in 2023 before finally closing a gigantic 5-year, $260 million contract. In terms of performance, Jackson continues to produce at a high level. In 2025, he played 13 games, throwing for 2,549 yards, 21 touchdowns, and only 7 interceptions, completing over 63% of his passes. Rushing the ball, he added 349 yards and 2 touchdowns, proving once again that he remains one of the most unique dual-threat quarterbacks in NFL history. Baltimore's long-term strategy seems clear: keep Jackson happy, preserve roster flexibility, and build an elite defense around him, which brings us back to potential signings, such as the pursuit of Max Crosby. If the Ravens can manage Jackson's impact on the salary cap while adding elite defensive talent, Baltimore could quickly return to legitimate Super Bowl contention. And now the big question is, how aggressive will Baltimore be to transform this roster into a title contender right now? If the Ravens really had to choose, would you prefer the team to pay a fortune to sign an elite pass rusher like Max Crosby, or to keep their draft picks and rely on the development of the current roster around Lamar Jackson? Comment below. Trade Crosby or keep the draft picks and tell me why. I want to know your opinion.